On January 22, 1952, a tragic aviation disaster unfolded in Elizabeth, New Jersey, when American Airlines Flight 6780, a Convair CV-240, crashed into a residential area. This incident not only claimed the lives of 30 people, including 23 passengers and crew on board the aircraft, but also resulted in the deaths of 7 individuals on the ground. The crash sent shockwaves through the community, the aviation industry, and the nation as a whole, prompting a thorough investigation into the causes and contributing factors of the accident. The Convair CV-240, a twin-engine propeller-driven aircraft, was a relatively new model at the time, designed to offer improved performance and comfort compared to its predecessors. However, despite its advanced design, the aircraft was not immune to the mechanical and operational challenges that plagued early commercial aviation. Flight 6780 had departed from Buffalo, New York, and was en route to Newark, New Jersey, with scheduled stops in Rochester and Syracuse. The flight was routine until it approached the Newark area, where it encountered difficulties that would ultimately lead to disaster. As the aircraft descended for its final approach to Newark Airport, the crew reported issues with one of the engines. Engine failure, particularly in multi-engine aircraft, is a critical situation that requires immediate and precise action from the flight crew. In this case, the failure of one engine placed additional strain on the remaining engine, complicating the aircraft's ability to maintain altitude and control. The crew attempted to manage the situation, but the loss of power and the resulting aerodynamic challenges proved insurmountable. The aircraft began to lose altitude rapidly, and despite the pilots' efforts to stabilize the flight, they were unable to prevent the inevitable. The Convair CV-240 crashed into a densely populated residential neighborhood in Elizabeth, New Jersey, striking several homes and igniting a fierce fire upon impact. The crash site was a scene of devastation, with debris scattered across multiple blocks and flames engulfing the wreckage. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but the intensity of the fire and the extent of the damage made rescue efforts extremely difficult. The impact and subsequent fire not only destroyed the aircraft, but also caused significant damage to the surrounding homes and infrastructure. The loss of life was profound, with all 23 passengers and crew on board the aircraft perishing in the crash. Additionally, 7 residents of the neighborhood lost their lives, and many others were injured or displaced from their homes. The community of Elizabeth was left in shock and mourning, grappling with the sudden and tragic loss of life in their midst. In the aftermath of the crash, the Civil Aeronautics Board, CAB, the agency responsible for investigating aviation accidents at the time, launched a comprehensive investigation to determine the cause of the crash and identify any contributing factors. The investigation focused on several key areas, including the mechanical condition of the aircraft, the actions of the flight crew, and the operational procedures of American Airlines. One of the primary findings of the investigation was the failure of the aircraft's right engine, which had experienced a catastrophic malfunction during the flight. The engine failure was attributed to a combination of mechanical issues and maintenance shortcomings. Investigators discovered that the engine had a history of problems, and there were indications that it had not been properly serviced or inspected prior to the flight. This raised questions about the maintenance practices of American Airlines and the adequacy of the checks and balances in place to ensure the airworthiness of its fleet. The investigation also examined the actions of the flight crew in response to the engine failure. While the crew had followed standard procedures to address the situation, the rapid loss of altitude and the challenges of flying on a single engine in adverse weather conditions made it difficult to maintain control of the aircraft. The CAB's report highlighted the importance of crew training and preparedness for handling emergency situations, particularly in the critical phases of flight such as approach and landing. Weather conditions at the time of the crash were also scrutinized as a potential contributing factor. The aircraft was operating in poor visibility and challenging weather, which may have exacerbated the difficulties faced by the crew. The combination of engine failure, adverse weather, and the high-stress environment of the final approach likely created a perfect storm of conditions that led to the crash. The CAB's final report concluded that the probable cause of the crash was the failure of the right engine due to mechanical issues, compounded by inadequate maintenance and inspection procedures. The report also noted that the crew's efforts to manage the emergency were hampered by the severity of the situation and the challenging weather conditions. In response to the findings, the KB issued several recommendations aimed at improving aviation safety and preventing similar accidents in the future. These recommendations included stricter maintenance and inspection protocols for aircraft engines, enhanced training for flight crews in handling engine failures and other emergencies, and improvements in weather forecasting and communication to better support flight operations. The crash of American Airlines Flight 6780 had a lasting impact on the aviation industry, serving as a stark reminder of the importance of rigorous safety standards and continuous improvement in aircraft design, maintenance, and operations. The lessons learned from this tragedy contributed to the development of more robust safety protocols and the advancement of aviation technology, ultimately helping to make air travel safer for future generations. For the community of Elizabeth, the crash was a devastating event that left an indelible mark on the town's history. Memorials were erected to honor the victims, and the community came together to support those affected by the disaster. The resilience and solidarity demonstrated by the residents of Elizabeth in the face of such a tragedy were a testament to the strength of the human spirit. In the years following the crash, the aviation industry continued to evolve, with advancements in technology, safety, and regulation, helping to reduce the frequency and severity of accidents. However, the memory of Flight 6780 and the lives lost on that fateful day in 1952 serve as a poignant reminder of the importance of vigilance, accountability, and the relentless pursuit of safety in aviation. The story of American Airlines Flight 6780 is one of tragedy, but also of learning and progress. It underscores the critical need for continuous improvement in all aspects of aviation, from the design and maintenance of aircraft to the training and preparedness of flight crews. By remembering and understanding the lessons of the past, we honor the memory of those who lost their lives and work towards a future where such tragedies can be prevented. The crash of American Airlines Flight 6780 remains a somber chapter in aviation history, reminding us of the importance of safety, vigilance, and continuous improvement in the industry. As we reflect on this tragedy, let us honor the lives lost by striving for a future where such incidents are prevented. If you found this story insightful, please share it with others to spread awareness, and don't forget to subscribe for more historical insights and stories. Together, we can keep the lessons of the past alive and work toward a safer tomorrow.